Peter, welcome as the new mission officer for Lothian and Borders Presbytery. Maybe just to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to being here.
Where do you want to start that story?
I think it's important to know where you come from.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. From the northeast of Scotland, from Stoney. Kincurran and Deeside is my home presbytery, who ordained me knowing I was going to go and work abroad. So I've had experience abroad, and then came back to Englandshire in the beginning of this century, where I worked as a ecumenical parish minister for 13 years, which is great fun. And I oversaw new projects, and we had a mixture of people in our church, from Nigerian Baptists to people of no faith, which was lovely. And after 13 years, then the bishop said, would you do stuff in new housing across the diocese? So I then became part of the bishop's staff team. And as the church has its wicked way, I suddenly found I was wearing several hats. I was the director of mission at that point. That was for 5 years. Then I came back to Edinburgh in 2018 and finding my place in Scotland. But I think my experience, Fiona, has given me that desire to ask first order questions. What is mission? What is God doing? And what does God call us to be as Christians in this time and this place, given the uniqueness of context, given the skills God's given us, and given God belief in who we are as his agents and agencies in the world. So I've got a strong belief in the power of Christian community.
Right.
So
how does that mission bit, how does it play out in what you're trying to do now?
I mean, I want to help people see what God could be up to. I want to encourage them in their engagement in the community. I want to affirm their skills. All of that, I think, is part of my role. Difficult as it is, especially at a time like this in the church. But I'm really encouraged by the efforts that people are making, and I want to encourage the difference that we can make still in our local communities, and when we hold on to a bigger view of church. And I think that's maybe really important at the moment, to understand church as an international movement, as a national movement, as something that I can be part of.
Mission is a word that people find quite daunting. How do you encourage people to actually feel that they are actually doing mission? We talk about mission as being something perhaps overseas, and we do it to others, but it's something that mission is about all of us involved in communication of the gospel. How do we enthuse people to get involved in mission?
I think it is inherently part of who we are, as you yourself have said in that last statement. In terms of our calling, is to share our lives, and we believe in a self-giving God. And so, as Christians, I think it's right that we show a self-giving in our own lifestyle, and in pointing as often as we can to the one who exemplifies that in Jesus Christ. So I'm very happy to work as the basis of our faith with the 5 marks of mission, because I feel a right relationship with God, a right relationship with our neighbours and with the planet are really important and hold together beautifully. So I think that's great. I don't think mission needs to be running faster. I think it needs to be listening to what God is calling us to do in the season of our lives, and at this time with the gifts that he's given us, and to help people draw closer to Jesus, wherever they are on that journey.